Welcome back to SXZBear. This is us continuing Subnautica. I'm Swiss Bear. Phumpy joining me here.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 5. That's right. You say hello. Say hello again.
Hello. Don't yell at me.
Because we're back from the the Lost River. We're a little scared. So now that we're back here, we got some more things to do and other things to build. Join us on the adventure. Come on. So now that we're back from the Lost River, and you got a chance to experience some of that, quite an eye-opener, huh?
Oh, dude. Yeah, like, we thought seeing the original tower that you first come across on the main island was just like, yeah, this game ain't, like, we're not even close to scratching the surface of this game. Dude, we still didn't scratch anything. There's still so gosh darn much, dude.
And so we're back here at the base now, and we're kind of unwinding, unpacking how far away we are from the end. And we're doing some housekeeping updates here. So you're tired of scavenging your water, so you build a water purifier. So let's talk about your issues with the water purifier overall, and how you feel about the water purifier.
I'm more of a sparkling water type of guy. Sorry.
No Brita filters for you. See.
No, I mean, obviously the continuous fresh water is unmatched. It's amazing. Whenever I want it, I got it. I don't have to focus on the plants to provide water. I don't have to go get fish. I don't have to go get salt for bleach and everything like that.
Bleach.
It's incredibly nice to have, but like, it refills me, but goddamn does it drain my base, dude.
Agreed. And you and I talked about this. It was the same when you first said that you wanted to build it. I remember going, okay, but you're not going to like what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know after you built it, we went someplace and did something. And it wasn't a very long journey either. Came back and your base was almost completely dead.
Yep. Yeah, because we came back and then we had to charge either the prawn suit or the sea moth, and you just saw those numbers drop.
Right, because you'd plugged the vehicle in and then had it recharging in your moon pool, and that's when you went and grabbed your water, and all of a sudden your water system and that were drawing at the same time. So before we came up with the solution, what were you thinking in that moment, by the way?
That I had, my first thought was I need to downsize, like, my entire base, not a specific thing in my base. Like, I need to get rid of rooms. I can make every room that I had could just probably go in the main thing. You know what I mean? Like,
right,
my lockers.
You could toss it all into the one room.
Exactly. So that was my thing, and I was like, damn, I don't want to break down my lockers. It's a pain in the ass. Not once did I think that it was like one specific thing draining. I thought it was just everything, which I guess it is, but like, now we know that the water purifier does some damage.
Well, I think it's one of those things where, like we've talked here on some of the other episodes, and if you don't know what we're about to say, go watch the other episodes. We'll wait.
We worked hard on them. Go back, watch those, like, subscribe.
All right, so back to the topic here. So I ran into the exact same thing. I think for you, though, the reason you took it as you needed to downsize your base is your prior experience in other games where there's crafting and base building. I do not have a boatload of experience in that. So for me, I immediately recognized what it was on my first playthrough, because everything was fine, then I built that thing. And for me, that manifested 100% into, well, it was fine, then I built that piece of shit. So I deconstructed it. And then the first thing I realized was I really wish I had the water again. So the solution I came up with is the same solution you used here. And that is the solution I lovingly call watershed.
Watershed!
Go ahead and explain watershed, bud.
So obviously we have a bioreactor, which gives us power and everything. But when we first started, we used solar panels. Not that you're using your water purifier all the time, so we built a multi-purpose room put some solar panels on it, and just let that be the watershed.
Its own building.
So the only thing in that
let
building,
it run off its own power grid.
Yep, the only thing in that building is the water purifier.
And for anybody that's going, well, this seems wildly inconvenient, it's no different than having to walk all the way across your base to get to it. It's really not.
Yeah, I jump out my moon pool, look down, I'm there. It's actually pretty convenient knowing that you don't have to worry about the power as much as you would have. And I would like to say, now that we've had that, we had the problem, we created our own solution. I'm curious what your guys' solution is. Besides, getting another bioreactor. And if that is your solution, I mean, let us know. But I wasn't going to make a whole other bioreactor.
So, along with doing some housekeeping here, since we've gotten back, watersheds taken care of now and stuff, we also built the alien containment facility. Now, you had collected an egg very, very early on in the game.
Yes.
Not really knowing what they were or what they were going to be for or anything.
I picked up the egg and realized it was, what did it say, creature egg. I was like, cool. My first thought was, way beginning of the game, my first thought process of picking up the egg is, I'm going to have a little pet following me, dude. Because that would be amazing. Having a little sand shark following you.
So, and for anybody right now feeling the need to hit the comments real hard, don't worry. We'll talk about it. For you, though, your first egg was the first egg you hatched, and I thought it was extremely fitting. I think you did too. Who was your first egg, buddy?
The first creature, besides, the fish that we cook and eat and everything, was a crash fish, which was the first creature I came across with. That hurt me.
So yeah, so talk to me about Alien Containment Facility. I know when we built it, you were immediately like, damn, that is way bigger than I thought it would be. And then when you realized, when I told you could put the eggs in and stuff and that you needed to build a hatch, you were like, what the hell? So talk to me. Give me the whole spiel here. We hatch more than the crash fish and everything. Just talk to me in general about how you felt about the Alien Containment Facility, because for me, this was really cool. I knew I was picking the eggs up. I didn't know what I was supposed to use them for either. I hadn't thought, little friend. I was thinking this was going to be more so a research tool for like curing the Kara.
Which is a fair
so like I thought it was going to be for literally like I was going to have to go collect like a Reaper egg sample or some shit like that, and that was going to be the I was convinced this was a super crux in the game where like you were going to need one of these, and I thought it was cool as hell though. Talk to me about your feelings overall about this thing.
Right. So if viewers haven't noticed, the base has changed a little bit. On my spare time, I revamped the base, moved some things around, built some new rooms, blah, blah, blah. And when I got Swiss online, I was like, oh, look at the base and everything like that. Isn't it cool? He said a very crushing statement to me. He said, this ain't shit. For lack of better words, but I was like, oh, he was just like, yeah, no, there's a bunch of stuff that you can still add. And one of the things that he mentioned was obviously the alien containment facility. So as soon as we popped that up, because I had a little fish tank with 3 little boomerang fish in it, and I was content with that. That was awesome. I got 3 little fishies that I don't gotta feed, and they weren't getting sick. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in the wrap up.
But yeah, no, then this big ass tank comes through, like you said, told me to put a hatch on, and I got in it, dropping some eggs. And at the end of this, like, you're seeing a little baby cat crash fish and maybe another at the end of this. There's so many fish in there. Any egg I came across is in there. So no, all in all, it's amazing. It makes it feel my own, makes it feel homey.
Yeah, I thought it was cool too. That same thought of like, it went from the cat poster being the only thing I had to Daddy's home, babies.
Yep.
So after we've gotten comfy, added a few things to the base, it was time to get back down to business. And that business was a prawn suit.
Some big business.
So building the prawn suit then came down to, one, needing a couple of supplies yet. And then two, we had to find a few attachment pieces to scan that would be needed for the prawn suit as well. So the first thing we did was head out to Daddy Longlegs, which for those who haven't been watching, again, go back and watch, man. Go back and watch. If you watch, you'd know. Like and subscribe, and you'll know. Daddy Longlegs is actually the sea treader path. And so we headed out there, and your whole point was to grab some shale outcrop. I think we were looking for diamond or something.
Yep.
And that's when you run into your nemesis. Wanna take us through your moment, champ?
Yeah. Because while rewatching this, I was a little dumbfounded because at this point, I think we were in the sea moth. We were cruising, found Daddy Longlegs. I was like, cool. Then the warper popped up, and I think I do what I usually do, and I kind of ran. I didn't like run away. I just went past them. It's like, I'm ignoring you. You don't see me, or I don't see you. You don't see me. Stuff like that. I hop out my sea moth, go to the first shell outcrop right behind the Daddy Longlegs, and this motherfucker one-shotted me. I think my health was at least, if not more, than 3/4 full, and he didn't give a fuck. He said, this guy died. This guy died. He did.
Which I want to say warpers do like 40-45 damage or something like that. So yeah, they have a pretty good direct hit that way. So for me, this was a rite of passage thing. You've died a few times, some to your own stupidity, some to things you couldn't control, and some to just being part of the game. So this is where I told you, it's not a weapon, but I can give you a shield. Would you like a shield? And to my surprise, you were actually quite ecstatic about the idea of having a shield. What runs through your mind when I tell you I can't give you a weapon, but I can give you a shield?
I mean, to be fair, I think going through the blueprints as many times as we have, I think I knew what was coming. And I mean, like from the first episode when we were going through the alien tower, I saw that alien rifle. I was like, gun. Going through the blueprints, I see, the stasis rifle, and I see gun. Gun or not, man. I mean, like if I have nothing and you offer me a Nerf gun, I'm probably gonna take the Nerf gun just to make myself feel better. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, I have seen you a couple of times grab the repair tool or the laser cutter and think that you're gonna do something with it to someone, and I'm like, this is great. Like, your instant reaction is to go to the closest thing that is gun-like and try. So yeah, I have you build the stasis rifle. You immediately went out to see what it did and didn't impact.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think first thing I shot was like a sand shark.
Really certain it was a sand shark.
Yeah.
So stasis rifle, bud. Give me the overall. You're gonna use this from here to the end of the games periodically. How do you feel about the stasis rifle as a whole? Just take me through stasis rifle.
All right, let me break this down for you. I'm not one for murder. Murder's bad. Makes me feel bad. I don't like doing it, but I like making people feel bad, in a sense. So if I can freeze them and go nana nana boo boo, I'm all for that. And gosh darn if that stasis rifle doesn't allow me to do that. So yeah, get it, hop out, shoot the stasis rifle at the sand shark, and I was like, yeah, what are you gonna do now? And obviously I was informed that it's not gonna last forever. They're not dead, and they're gonna come back at it. But no, that gave me, like you said, it's a shield, and it gave me a sense of relief that I can stop you for a span of time, which is what, 10-15 seconds, if that.
Something like that.
But no, that's empowering. That's some Very.
I'd say you were definitely a bit braver after getting it, because for a while you totally used it as a like, you know what, I don't like you, pop.
Yep.
Like,
sometimes I just did it to be a dick. And obviously we died from a warper. We went back to base. We built a stasis rifle. So we do need to go back, because we're still on a mission here. So we end up going back, and I see my sea moth. I see the shell outcrop that I definitely did get. And I see that warper. And he caught these hands. He caught the stasis rifle. Oh, I don't care about nothing. I wanted revenge. So, you know, I gave him a little 1-2 and I went back to my business, you know.
So after Phumpy, you know, goes out there and shows that warper who was boss by telling him to please stop with the stasis rifle, we get the stuff we need, and you head on back, and that's when you build the prawn suit, which you affectionately name Hector. So let's first off, talk to me about how jacked you were to have Hector, and then what's the first thing you did with Hector? Mr. Murder's bad.
I was just gonna ask, what did I do with Hector? But so we get Hector, and the first thing I was told to do is go test drive him, as you should. So I go out, and I'm in this thing, prancing around, and pressing some buttons, and I realize that I'm punching. I ain't got no attachment, so I'm punching, and a silly little sand shark tried to test me. So I gave him the old one too. No, but then I punched the sand shark, and yeah, he flopped. He flopped hard. And
this is the first, and not, I don't think it's the only, but it's one of the few animals you full blown just like killed. Yeah. Dead. Done. Like,
I was gonna say I don't feel great about it, but like, I'm in a mech suit. Like, not much you could do about it. Like, you got to, right?
I felt like it was built for killing. Hector. I guess that's my favorite part about this is, of all of the machines that you build and drive, Hector is the only one you christened with blood.
Well, I mean, the sea moth has seen plenty of fish get smacked.
Correct, but those are all accidental. You were like, huh, I can punch things. Sand shark minor inconveniences you, as I'm trying to let you know that, like, yeah, mech suit, you're protected. Like, or you can kill it. I mean,
so I think in the process of, you know, smacking up the sand shark, we go up, and, you know, we dock Hector, which is not Hector at this point, but we get to the point where we're at the terminal. We make it, you know, the color red of blood, because Hector's seen blood. And then obviously
yes.
We named it Hector. In the conversation, which I'll keep it brief here because it got a little rough. So obviously we named base Poo. We named sea moth P. You fill in the blanks. I didn't really want to go that route, so
only one place to go.
So the only thing I was just like, the first thing that came to my mouth was, nah, fuck it, Hector. And I got Swiss to laugh, and it's a plus in my book, honestly.
I was 100% waiting for you to find a PG way to say that one, like doing a number 3 or just calling it number 3 or something along those lines. So when you just Hector, I started laughing like, why Hector? Why not, man?
Why not?
Okay, Hector, P, Poo, and Hector. So once you've built Hector, one of the things that we talk about is for completing the game, there's really 2 attachments to Hector, other than depth modules and stuff like that, that are 100% needed. And that is the grapple arm and the drill arm. To our surprise, you actually had the grapple arm blueprint already. This meant just going to find the drill arm. And it's funny because for me, every time I've attempted to find these 2 things, the blueprints for them to scan, I struggle to find them. You're kidding.
That's funny.
You need one more drill arm. Now, these are assholes, and normally, god damn. And they're right outside your base location. Nice. These are always like the 2 hardest blueprints for me to get a hold of for some reason in my playthroughs. You have one already, and then the first place you look.
That's like literally right next to my base too.
Which you've been to before.
Yep.
You find 2 of them.
Right
2
next
of the
to each
drill
other.
arms.
Like literally found one, moved 2 feet, found the other.
I hate you.
It was literally like, what the fuck?
Right, I was ready for this to be a thing. I had already double checked on some locations to send him to if we needed to, and this dude just moses on over to the nearest place and is like, I'll take 2 of these. Damn. So, you know, you luck into the blueprints you need in like no time at all. Cool. Good for Phumpy.
Hey.
Now you got to learn to pilot the mech suit that you think is so cool. Talk to me about figuring out how to maneuver in a prawn suit.
Right. So, I mean, going from a sea glide to a sea moth, which there was still an argument that one of them is slower than the other, but we won't talk about that. We already did.
Yeah.
God, this fucking thing is slow. It's awesome, don't get me wrong, but goddamn, you're telling me I have to go distances with this? This is rough. This is beyond rough. And cool, you have a jetpack that drains way quicker than anyone would like. Obviously the grapple arm, which in my first thought process was, cool, I need to get up, grapple it, slowly go up, and let that be that. At no point, until you have mentioned it, did I think about combining the grapple arm and the jetpack and making it one.
So, like I said, after I watched it fumble around for a bit, I finally just, hey yo, you know you can Tarzan with it, right? Like you can I had to shoot the ground in front of you a ways and have it just pull you, and all of a sudden you saw that you ran in the mech suit when that happened, and from there you kind of took it yourself and just ran with it.
In which I will say that I did fumble getting that perfect, leap, that perfect glide. It took a while for me to get the hang of things, but that first one, like I think I was just like, woo! Like that one felt good.
I think it was your first one, or I think it was your second or third time that you got a good one in a row like that. I had to yell at you because you almost launched yourself off into the nothing.
Yeah.
And I had to be like, hey, keep in mind it sinks. Like,
very quickly.
Like, hey, bro, you're not immune from that. But no, and I feel like the prawn suit does that. And it's funny because the game does warn you, prawn suit operators normally have extensive training because of the euphoric, invulnerable feeling that you get playing it, or using the prawn suit. And I find that every time I play it, yes, you're not wrong. The moment I get the prawn suit, my attitude changed from run away from everything to I'll put my back against the wall and defend myself with that drill arm. Come and get a taste of this, baby.
Yeah.
You want some of this? You want some of this? Like,
I think it takes me a while to get to the point where I actually use the drill arm as a weapon. I think in later episode.
You do it by accident the first time you do.
I do it by accident, but then I taste blood. I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah.
Everybody gets some now.
Well, and in all fairness, that's what I'm saying too. Is every time I've played through Subnautica, and I get the prawn suit and the drill arm and everything set up, yeah, I stop running from things and 100% turn into no. Step on up and get you some. You're that dumb. I'll frickin' grind you into paste. Like, I got no problem with that. You asked for it. So, the other side of that combo you have there, other than the grapple arm, is the drill arm. You knew what it meant. You knew what it was. You had seen the outcrops for it. How did it feel once you got to being able to mine things that way?
The outcome is awesome. Like, going to one shell outcrop, getting one piece. Going to one of these things, getting, 10? Maybe a little less, but still. Like, it saves so much time. You get so much resources. Like, oh, man, I need to go get copper. I need to swim around for, 20 minutes to go find as much as I need. No, you go to one thing, drill it up, and cool, you got what you need. On the backside of things, is it loud? And like you said, it does attract some unwanted folk.
Yeah. In certain areas, they definitely don't care for you doing the drilling.
But all in all, especially with the upgrades that we put onto it,
the storage upgrade and stuff, you were able to.
The storage is a lot bigger than what the sea moth was, which is nice. Which is understandable. Like, obviously, you're going drilling with the thing.
Well, and we put the extra capacity from the sea moth on your prawn suit, so we gave you extra storage space as well. Yep. But yeah, you're not wrong. The prawn suit in general, I think, has a total of 15 slots or something like that to start with, and then when you put the upgrade in, I think you get 20, 25. But like you're saying, that's massive by comparison. Going out, all I need is silver. Okay, well, then you're doing the sandstone outcrops. Well, you're gonna get 20 different things, and only 6 of them are going to be useful. 7 of them are going to be the silver. The rest are going to be other stuff that you can use, but how much? What you never went and looked for? Lead.
Yeah.
You never had to go specifically farm lead.
I think a close second was probably gold too. I always had gold.
I think that's because you get gold from the sandstone and from the shale outcrop.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that double carryover where there's instead of a 1/3 chance on one thing, you have a 1/3 chance on 2 things. So just a naturally higher drop rate of that too. But yeah, those 2 items I don't think you ever had to go get. I think the best thing that you ever came across that wasn't an ion cube or something alien based, but I think the best thing that you came across during your gameplay with that prawn suit was definitely some silver ore.
Yeah,
because you got so much out of that one silver vein that I don't think we had to go mine silver again, period. And considering the number of wiring kits and everything else that you go through and use in that late game, I was amazed with the silver. That one was clutch. I know that's a resource I normally struggle a little bit on, is the silver.
But no, all in all, the prawn suit is... I think I labeled the sea moth S tier. No, guaranteed. Prawn suit very close second to that. Obviously there's pros and cons to it, but it's beyond necessary. It's beyond helpful. It's a shame what happens to it. And if you would like to figure out what happened to Hector, it's a sad story. Keep watching future episodes.
Subscribe. After you've gotten a little bit used to the prawn suit, taking Hector out for a ride, got Hector all gussied up and painted all good and stuff, we randomly get a message on the radio.
Which surprised you?
Yeah, Life Pod 2.
This is Life Pod 2, coordinates attached. We're way past our safe depth and bleeding O2. We'll have to swim for the surface, but it's 500 meters straight up. We'll make for the rendezvous and keep you posted. Out.
It was funny because once we got there, I knew what life pod it was, and I had been waiting for it. So when we went and found the Lost River for the first time, this is the life pod I was actually waiting for. And I assumed it had just happened and maybe we picked it up already or something. But I gave up on the life pod and just showed you where the river was anyway. So no, I was dumbfounded after having been to the Lost River and done all of this stuff that now suddenly we get Life Pod 2. Because that's the one I had been waiting for to show you the Lost River. So, Life Pod 2. Obviously down there in the blood kelp zone. What'd you think about being down in the dark depths there? Your first crab squid, I believe, is also down here.
Yeah, so I mean, Life Pod 2, like he said, we explored the Lost River, and we only saw especially the blood kelp area. We only saw like bare minimum because I'm pretty sure my scared ass was just like point A to point B. There's no point to explore this right now. But going down to Life Pod 2, we see the Life Pod, and obviously I'm there for business. I'm always there for business. To go in, grab what I need, grab the data pack, grab the PDA. And a creature popped up that I may have seen in passing, but I never paid any mind to because scary. Yeah, the crab squid. Yeah, I paid a little bit more attention this time, and boy, was that oh god, the noise it made too was not a fun sound. So in Life Pod 2, I get out of it. I think that dude pops up, screeches at me, and I did a big old nope. Hopped in my sea moth, drove away, and yeah, and then I think a small conversation between Swiss and I during the time was, "Oh, he won't kill you. Go see what he does." What? What?
Yeah, he's not gonna kill you in the sea moth, but go see what he does.
So obviously, I put my big boy pants on and swim closer to him.
Who's a great big boy?
And he has a goddamn EMP. And if he looked any more robotic, I would have put him in the same goddamn boat as a warper.
And this is where we had the conversation, too, of, so that thing in its head? That's not a brain. That's a stomach.
So for the crab squid, no, that's a weird one. I'd rather not, there's a lot more scary creatures out there, but for some reason, I'd rather not mess with the crab squid. It's just, one, it could really hinder you if he hits you with that EMP. I don't think I took actual damage from him being outside of the sea moth, so I'd rather not figure out what he does with damage. But I mean, it looks cool.
Well, you're not wrong. In the grand scheme of the creatures we've seen and talked about so far, ant beetles are cool. They're just cool looking. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Sand sharks, yep, understood what those were right away. Sweet, I'll just keep my distance. Bone sharks, well, you have dealt with an abundance of bone sharks, and will continue to. Base location,
It do be like that.
We know what bone sharks are about. Don't flash them, they don't like the lights.
I do it anyways.
You do, and that's why you get attacked sometimes. But stalkers are stalkers, but there's something about the crab squid that's just weird. It doesn't move like any of the other predators. It just kind of roams and does its thing. And you're right, its noise is very unsettling.
It just has a vibe of like you said, it's not predatorial like sand sharks or the bone sharks or anything like that. It's just I have the ability to fuck with you, so I'm going to fuck with you. And that's unsettling in itself.
Fair statement. Like, it knows it can toy with you. So it does. Well, thank you guys for watching. I'd like to take a moment of silence for Tomothy, the sand shark that Phumpy brutally massacred in his prawn suits. Just a moment of silence. Before I say he frickin' deserved it, why are they such a nuisance? Join us on the next one, guys.